Hello out there, you sassy guards. Welcome to episode 69 of Thrones of Game, the Game of Thrones podcast where we watch the series backwards. If you've never heard the show before, well, let me explain there, friend. My name is BT Calloway. I've already seen the entire show, and joining me as always is my good friend Elliot Jay O'Neill, the man who had never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones until we started watching in reverse order. Elliot, how you doing there, buddy?
Nice,
yeah.
I am in a nice mood.
We just watched Season 1, Episode 5, entitled Nice. No, The Wolf and the Lion. Elliot Jay O'Neill, what just happened?
Oh, a lot. A lot.
Man, I'm really respecting this first season. It is so, densely packed of just stuff that makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But for those of you playing at home, what's the I guess this is the one where Ned Stark gets speared through the leg by one of Jaime Lannister's men.
Mm-hmm.
They have already captured Tyrion, so that doesn't happen, but that continues to happen. And I guess for all you pervs out there, this is one where we see Robin nursing on Lysol Aaron.
God damn, what a fucking creepy scene, and just makes one think of the logistics behind shooting that.
Yeah.
That's got to be a fake tit.
I wrote down stunt boob, but it's got to be a fake tit, resting over her act. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still logistically, it's like...
You know what, pew, let's just dive right into this, because, yeah, you can't tell a child actor to nurse on a female. That's no. So you'd have to build a prosthetic boob and then get it attached to her costume or through her costume. And yeah, I guess that's what happened.
Yeah.
But we're finding a lot of weird stunt things going back. Stunt asses and stunt hands and stunt boobs.
Stunt butts, stunt dongs.
I know. Just stunts everywhere.
The giant stunt dong of Hodor. Gotta wonder if Theon was rocking a stunt dong.
That's also, okay, we see Theon's dong in this one as well, in the nudity section, which, fucking segue.
I do wonder if he was all like, I don't want to do any more nude scenes in this show, and they're like, okay. Have we got the story for you?
You haven't read the books, have you, buddy? You won't be doing them soon. What does that mean? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I was just with Roz and Theon, and he finishes and pulls back, and you see Theon's dong just dogging about there.
Just swinging in the wind.
Yep. Yeah, and then there's have a whole discussion about whether or not Theon's jealous of Roz's relationship with Tyrion, even though it's a paid relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
what's he like down there?
And I was like, oh, can we finally? Because Tyrion boasts about it all the time. It's like, oh, we're gonna get some confirmation. And he's like, oh, you'd be surprised. Like, that doesn't really tell me anything. And then I guess we get the closest bit of cock talk. Where she's like, oh, you're a serious boy with a serious cock. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. How do I take this information? I'm not sure what to do with this. But I do like she insults Theon's family, and Theon grabs her a little bit by the neck, and so she just grabs him by the dong. It's like, who really has the advantage here?
Oh, yeah. She's in the classic stalemate. It's like, yeah, you rip out my jugular, I'll rip this off.
Yep. I mean, again, someone will get there eventually later. Actually, seeing as she dies and he dies. Everyone dies.
Yeah. Theon died?
Yeah, right at the end. When, he was defending Allbran Stark, and he's like, you're a good man, thank you.
That's right.
Where the meme comes from. I had to remember for a second, because that was a long time ago, and also sucks.
Yeah, and also he felt like a bit player by that time in the show.
Yeah, man. So many things change about this show.
Yeah.
Man, but one thing I really want to point out in this one is how interesting the structure around the reveal of the Lannister kids actually all being inbred, and Jon Arryn, who was the Hand of the King before Ned, who was investigating this himself, who figured it out himself. Other people knew about that. Like Varys was all like, look, the new hand has the book, meaning the book he references next, where he's going through and he's like, dark of hair, blonde hair. Oh, wait. And just how much of this is laid down, and the fact that Jon Arryn was Lysol Aaron's husband, and she's the crazy lady that's also Kat's sister. I'm like, all the pieces fit.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, I didn't get that connection.
Yeah, I didn't until this one. I'm like, there's so many layers, and that's why I call this one so wonderfully dense. There's so much going on without really looking like a lot is happening.
Yeah.
But you're finding out so much.
It's a very tough contender for an MVP.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of segue, what was your MVP?
Most valuable player is Ned. Undoubtedly, he's doing so much heavy lifting, and everyone I think is performing incredibly well in this one.
Oh yeah.
But just for the sheer amount of stuff that he had to do and like scenes that he had to like perform in. But I'm going to give a close MVP to Rob Baratheon, who I am just bummed he wasn't in this show more.
Ah, man, but it's such a good bit. Yeah, I'm giving my MVP to the scene with him and Lena Headey. Just both of them are just killing it, and it's this weary kind of marriage talk they're having of they've, once upon a time they loved each other, and now they hated each other, and now they're just so tired of that back and forth bitterness. They're just kind of at this calm stalemate of, oh, you suck, yeah, you too, honey.
They're not playing the game anymore.
Yeah, and
there's no secrets, no lies. It's just, yeah.
I know, and it works so well, and they're just talking back and forth, and then, he's saying that Daenerys is a big threat, and she's all like, is she really? Like, and he's all like, well, let's say the Dothraki's right across, and yeah, we'll be safe in our castles, and meanwhile, they're going to storm all the villages, and how long until the people like, actually, no, I think the Dothraki should be our king, because maybe then they'll stop murdering us.
Yeah.
And then he's got the great line of, what's a bigger number, 5 or 1? And she's like, well, 5. And he holds up an open hand with 5 fingers. He goes 5, and then holds up a fist with 1, says 1. And it's like, yeah, good point, because it's like a unified force behind one person, because they've been at peace for so long. Everyone has their own army, everyone has their own motive, and it's all just about coin and power, not about a singular. It's a really good scene. I really liked it.
Yeah, and it's really showing in this episode that Rob isn't just a drunken bore.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he has his own ways of things. It's just, down to, she asked, what do you want? And he's like, cheers.
Yeah, he's like a bit of a brute. He comes across as a guy who's won the kingdom and then doesn't know what to do with it. He's like, Alexander wept for there were no more worlds to conquer. It was the conquering he liked, not the ruling. But and then we get a great bit from Cecil, who mentions Lyanna Stark, and Rob has this moment of just like, yeah, I don't even remember her face anymore, but when she died, 7 kingdoms couldn't feel the hole she left behind. I was like, damn, that's, yeah. And again, he's just got this distant look of just, yeah, what's it all been for ever since then? And man, and then there's a great bit as well. It's like, all this nonsense and everyone's got their own armies, and what holds it all together? And Cecil's like, our marriage. Oh, you still got it.
Yeah. That even, they have this open hatred towards each other. They can still crack each other up.
Yeah.
That's quite sweet in its own fucked up way.
In its own exhausted way. Yeah, I really liked that one. It was amazing.
Well, I really liked this scene as well because, like, for every reference that I've had to old Bobby Boy here, like, has mostly been through Cersei and just talking, he was just a drunk and there wasn't much to him. And just digging into this character, oh my god, there's so much more. You undersold him, Cecil.
Well, even in that scene beforehand where Renly's getting Loras to shave his chest, and Loras is starting to put that idea that Renly could be king, and he's all like, Rob loves his killing and he used to be good at it. And again, you get the idea that he's just this boorish dude who wants hunting and killing and murder. Sure, he enjoys those things, but he does understand like being a statesman and what he has to do. And it harks back to that small council. Well, yeah, Rob's shouting at Ned about how they have to kill Daenerys, but he's got the point of it's a rising threat. We have to deal with it. This is the uncomfortable part of being in charge. It's all very, very good.
Oh, such high emotions in that scene as well, and from Ned as well. That's why, like, I'm pulling my MVP for him, like, especially that, like, defending the honor. And it's just like, Rob being probably a bore in that moment. It's like, fear and blood wings you kings, and it's like tells the council they each have their piece, and of course Baelish, fucking hell, when you're bad and ugly, woman,
It's like, which is weird, because my aunt, isn't he supposed to be a virgin? Isn't he meant to be saving himself for Cat?
Oh, is he? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. That boy's confusing.
Maybe just like long celibacy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but he says brothel weird later on in the episode. I find brothels are better than ships.
Yeah, whores rarely sink. It's like, how many of them swim? I don't know. It's a bad metaphor.
Yeah.
But yeah, just on that small council meeting, I do like it starts with Rob just going, the whore is pregnant. Just too many O's in that whore. I was like, that was a little silly. But
Wasn't
okay.
it a smash cut as well from someone else talking about Daenerys?
Let's see. All right, well, this is why I called everyone sassy guards, because there's a lot of sassy guards in this episode.
Yeah.
Catelyn gets some sass from a guard when she rocks up to the Vale. He's all like, oh, you're going to Lannister with it. Blah, 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 blah. Well, he's meant to be a prisoner. Oh, he doesn't look like a prisoner. Like, just like, shut up and let me in, dude. Jeez.
And Bronn as well, who this may be his first appearance now.
Yeah, it's kind of not entirely clear. Is he meant to just be traveling with Catelyn as like part of her guard? I'm not entirely sure.
But even he has a sassy moment. It's like, give me a few good men and I'll show you anything's impregnable.
Yeah, trying to break into the Vale. It's, again, if this is Bronn's introduction, then nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's just in the background from here on. And the other bit of sassy guards we get is Arya's, walking in looking all, basically like Oliver Twist, but in the summertime.
Oh my God, I wrote she's looking like that kid from Oliver.
Hey, there we go. Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
And then she just has this bit with the guards. The guy's like, piss off, little man. And she's all like, my dad's hand to the king, you stupid fuckers. You're going to let me in. Dumbass.
No, I love that whole, turning their words against them as well. And it's just, this little planting of the seed as well, with everybody referring to her as a boy. It's it's an interesting turn.
Yeah. But also like that in this realm when I just like to imagine what the guards are doing. It's like, okay, that was pretty good. Yeah, but like she could still be a street urchin. Yeah, but all that cleverness. Do you think a street urchin would know how to do? Oh, she snuck inside while we were debating. Oh, we are not good at this.
Ooh, a cat.
Hey, let's go chase that.
Is this the first cat we've seen in Game of Thrones?
Surely not.
Not the first pussy. Hey,
Hey-o.
episode 69.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. We went from looking at Theon's dong to chasing a cat.
Did we talk about all the nudity yet?
Okay, let's do it now. Nudity. I mean, I already shouted that, but it's never, if you've never shouted nudity in that tone at you at home, give it a try. It's fun.
Yep.
Don't do it at work. What other nudity?
Unless you're working at a brothel.
Where the whores are pregnant. Other nudity. Yeah, just a bit in the brothel as well when Ned Stark meets one of Rob's bastard babies. And it's just like, that baby dies later. Whoops.
Oh, it does too.
Yep. And then one of the whores is all just flashing one of the guards and he's distracted.
Yeah. Her right nipple, like her right, not our left.
Stage right.
Yeah. Her right nipple looked like her left one looked like weirdly like indented or something. I don't know.
Maybe it was nippy on one side.
Yeah, sure. There's half a breeze coming through this room.
Yeah, my boobs can always tell when it's going to rain.
Yeah.
And cold front coming in. Whoop.
Yeah, from the west.
Yeah. Well, now that's a good show.
Naked news. It was done.
Yeah, naked weather though. Yeah. Well, there's that weird Japanese series.
Oh,
of
The
movies,
Weather Girl.
The Weather Girl that I only know from like the infamous SBS ads.
This is like a weird, pre-internet thing. It's like finding the porn in the bushes, It's that and The Weather Girl on SBS that you could see on a clear night.
SBS International Movies, and you were hoping for either weird Japanese things or a French movie. And that's what it was. And of course, the reception was bad.
Yeah.
So you couldn't tell if what you were looking at was a boob or like a bald man with a wart.
Still today, I still get horny whenever I see static. It's like, what's coming next?
What could be behind it? And whereas now we've got all this HBO nudity. So,
classy nudity.
I guess. Yeah, I was only other than,
No, there was another sex scene. You were talking about it before with Loris and Renly, and just the squishy squish sounds that were made after he went down and were just comical.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well, given that we've worked a little bit in Foley ourselves. Pulp Fury Radio available now. It was just
not to be confused with the porn parody Porn Fury Radio. That's made by someone else.
Oh my god, let's just license that immediately.
It came from the bottom.
Look, zing.
Such specific in jokes.
I think it's fair to say we might have some crossover fans. If not, wow. How did you find this? Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah,
check out Pulp Fury Radio now.
Anyway, the blowjob sound effect was bad.
Yeah.
It was just this repeated exact same.
I heard it more of a...
Yeah. but like the same one over and over and like really quick. It's like he might have gone from 0 to 100 a little fast there. And I guess it was just someone's like, it was the end of the workday. Like, I don't want to do a whole blowjob. It's just going to be, that'll do. I'm going home.
Just, okay, do it 5 times.
Because I will say, from doing stuff, it mouth sounds are terrible to have to edit.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's it. You know, the realistic one sounded that awful.
Yeah,
in
to
the
do
air
them
that
like,
just like,
and when you're sitting there on a computer, like very specifically trying to get the right ones, you're hearing it over and over directly into your ears. I can sympathize, but also you're getting paid HBO money.
and
we did that shit for free.
Also, I just want to mention on this scene that he didn't shave the other armpit. And
that's true.
It wasn't addressed, and that bothered me for some reason.
Look, I'm enjoying this blowjob. However, other armpit, I'm gonna get like lopsided or like rash on one side.
It's like Cat's whiskers where it screws with his sense of direction.
I mean, I've never had one pit shave, so maybe. What else does armpit hair do? Other than maybe it helps your sense of balance and direction. And that's why women always get lost.
Is this sexism?
No. There's apparently a thing where men's spatial reasoning is better, apparently. And that helps navigation. Apparently.
Right. Interesting. Yep. It all comes from the pits, apparently.
I'm going to stick with that because, again, what else does it do? Assume it's like cat whiskers. So next time you're lost, just put your arms over your head and let your pits guide you. This has been Terrible Advice by Thrones of Game.
And potential sexism.
I don't know anymore. Boy. Well, then let's move on to violence.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
now, this is the thing that I love when Game of Thrones does violence. Not only were the scenes all looking good, all like not just in a gory sense, but they were artistic, and also they had so much story impact.
Yeah.
This was very good shit across the board.
We find out the Mountain is a very sore loser. Loras rides up and gives Sansa a rose, but then gives like the eye to Renly, and it's like, laying that foundation.
Yep.
And then he manages to, knock the Mountain off his horse. And it's like, wow, nice. But there's some implication that he was cheating. I didn't quite catch what it was. But Littlefinger was all like, oh, something or other, because he lost a bet. So, of course, Littlefinger's like, oh, man.
I didn't think it was a real bet, though. They said 100 gold dragons?
Maybe they call their currency dragons.
Yeah, right.
Like, seems like a bad idea, seeing as you usurped the former house whose, sigil was the dragon. You think you'd change them to 100 gold stags, but whatever. I don't know how currency works. Maybe recalling coins is really hard. It probably is.
And they're probably not going to call them gold deers because everyone thinks, did you just say gold ear?
No, gold deers. Oh.
The D's run together. It's hard to differentiate between gold deer and gold ear.
Yep. And then the Mountain chops his own horse's head off.
Oh, man, brutal. And what a fucking tantrum.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Takes a few swings at Renly and, Loras. And then his brother gets involved and they have a good fight. And I do like the final thing is when Roberts yells, hey, fucking knock it off. Yeah. And the Hound, ducks to bow right just underneath that last blow from the Mountain. The Mountain throws his sword down, pisses off. It's like, very different from, I guess most of the Mountain we see from here on is either stoic and tall or zombie.
Yeah.
So,
I was trying to do the math. I don't think we see him again until his fight with Pablo.
Yeah, I don't really think so either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, we get bits and pieces, parts we've seen he's played by a different actor. But I think the next time we see him is Tywin's meeting where he orders him to do something. And then we don't see him again until we see him chopping up some prisoners to go, hey, this is the Mountain. Remember him? He's really big and strong.
Oh, that's right, because I think was that the Mountain? I think that was the Mountain because he was referred to by his brothers. The
Clegane.
Name. Clegane, that's right.
And also he's very big.
Yeah. Not hard to do that math.
Yeah, like in that, police lineup, it's like, now which one of these should be the Mountain?
Yeah.
Should it be, the regular sized dude with a schmelty face, or should it be the 8-foot tall monstrosity with neck muscles bigger than me?
Gotta say, though, against the Hound, didn't look that big.
Yeah, well, I
think they inflate him a bit later.
Different actor, but yeah. Out of the violence did we have? Oh yeah,
so much.
Yeah, there's way more. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm like, what else do we have? Catelyn Stark's caravan gets raided. There's a whole bunch of murder going on. Bronn stabs some things. Tyrion takes a dude down. They just stabs his face with a shield. It's like,
that's fucking amazing. Yeah, just thwack in the cock. Just takes him down. Man, just what a resourceful little guy.
And yeah, that's usually you don't stab people with shields, but sometimes you do, I guess.
No, and really planting the seed of the proficiency of Bronn as well, just how he's just slicing cunts all over the place.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. If this is not his full introduction, maybe he's just in the background as Random Soldier D, at some point. But I like it. I'm for it.
And yeah, just starting out with, the Game of Thrones equivalent of shots fired where they're like just slinging these little things on ropes. Like, yeah, it was... Again, I know these people, at least most of them, are going to be okay, but it was still shocking and tense.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, how is he going to get Catelyn out of this one?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, also the dialogue before that is, they take the sack off of Tyrion's head and he's like, where are we? This isn't the road to Winterfell. And you said we were going to Winterfell. And Kat's like, yeah, I said we were going to Winterfell often and loudly. And it's like, nice.
Yeah.
Just to misdirect anyone who might be listening. It's a very dense episode with a lot of bits and pieces going on. Let's see. Wow, where do we move? Okay, what else we got for violence? I know there's more.
Waxing. No, that's nudity. Sorry.
Oh yeah. During that whole waxing scene, he does like cut his peck and be like, "Look at it, it's blood." You have to. He's like, "I don't want to. It's gross."
No, you're right. I did write a little V for violence there, but I was like, no, that was a nudity scene. But even then, it was just some boy nipple. But no, a little bit of violence, a little bit of nudity.
Well, it does do a weird close up on one nipple when he's shaving, and it's like. You missed a spot. I can see it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that close-up was there other than to point out that he missed a spot.
And also, what is their version of shaving cream back then?
Because it was, kind of off-white.
Yeah. It looks like, I don't know, milked down peanut butter.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Instead of watered down, but milked down sounds weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're always talking about milk of the poppy. Let's assume this is milk of the peanut.
Gross.
This is peanut butter, basically.
And then later on, Loris got some milk of the nut. Anyway.
Hi-oh!
Episode 69!
Woo! The weed number.
And then the final scene's the last violent, right?
When... basically, this is, again, a lot of density in this one, so I'm trying to figure out where to start on it. Jim Jam Lannister rides up and is all like, hey, Ned, your wife has, my brother. What's up with that? And I do like that earlier we see Ned get informed this is happening, but when confronted, he says, oh, I ordered that. Kind of like to keep her from getting into any trouble. It's a good little bit. And again, they don't outright say that at any point. You really have to be paying attention to figure that out. But yeah, I was impressed with that. And then he's all like, well, I can't kill you because that'll start a war. Kill all his men and take him alive.
Yeah.
And boy, do they ever. There's a bit where Jim Jam just shanks a dude right through the eye. And that guy's been there like the entire episode.
Yeah.
And sure, I don't know his name, but he felt important.
And Ned looked at him in a way that was like, oh, you're important.
Not that guy. People would have known your name on Wikipedia.
Given 2 or 3 more episodes for you to develop any other character traits.
Oh. Well.
Yeah. This is a show where people die. Get used to it.
And then he gets speared through the leg, which is bloody and nasty. And quite frankly, the guy who did it was a dumbass, because what if he'd got the artery?
Yeah, exactly.
They can't do anything about that.
There is a big important artery right there.
Yep. So just lucked out.
And what if Ned later on needed a heart bypass surgery? You need that artery too.
I was all like, oh no, my enchanted leg. My one weakness. I die.
Yeah. No, and I love that as well, where Jamie just sort of turns around and goes, humph. Bang!
I was having fun fighting him.
No, and you could see that as well, where Ned was like desperate for his life, whereas Jim Jam was all fucking, this is playtime.
It's like, ooh, you're actually not too bad at this. Nice.
Also, does it seem like an old Nikolaj Coster-Waldau got a nose job in between episodes? Because I swear his nose looked different here.
It does look a little bit more, like later on, more angular, a little more perfect.
Yeah.
Here it looks like a person's nose, so maybe. Or maybe it's just a lighting thing.
Not criticizing anyone.
No.
You do what you need to do to your body, and, there's a limit. There's the Michael Jackson line, as they call it.
His nose, his choice.
Yeah. But, it's just an interesting to notice.
Yep. I get there's so many changes we see with characters throughout. And as I state, Renly Baratheon looks 5 years younger in this season than he does in next season. I don't know what happened, but for a while I was convinced they changed actors. I'm like, no, that's the same dude. It's just somehow packed on an extra 5 years.
But also once again, great to hear all their voices at the actual pitch. Like, we got the right pitch last week as well. I think we just forgot to mention it. But man.
No more binge. I hope you cancel that immediately.
Oh, fuck. I haven't yet, actually. I got to do that.
Cancel binge.
Yeah. And that it's just good advice to you out there. Torrent the show. Just cancel binge.
I don't know, it's over now. Who's getting hurt from, I guess, DVD sales? Whatever. The show is a disappointing ending.
Yeah.
But this episode was not. This episode is grand.
No, this is genuinely wonderful. Like, I'm finding out from this that I think my favorite seasons were 4, 2, and so far 1.
Yeah, 1 is, like I said, just densely packed with information and so many just bits and pieces playing. I like that they're bigging up Renly as potential power, and the fact that he gets cut down so easily next season with the shadow monster. That would have been really shocking if I had understood what was going on at the time.
Yeah, or if you were watching it in the right order. Like, that was my introduction to him. First scene, shadow monster. Well, where did that shadow monster come from? Next episode. A vagina.
To be perfectly honest, I feel like I understand way more watching in reverse. So, surprisingly,
there you go.
May have been superior in the end.
I have been thinking if I am going to eventually do a forward watch. I think I have to, but it'll be a while.
Yeah, well, let me know, because I've got my DVDs in the donation box.
Oh, really?
I'm just like, I'm not going to watch this again.
Fair enough.
Or am I? I don't know anymore.
You've watched it twice.
Yeah. And podcasted the whole thing. All right. Maybe just run through some notes now.
Yep.
Unless you have any cock talks or great quotes or anything.
No. Like the opening scenes, like, besides the
bit of post-violence, some guys getting sewn together. So, sorry, his corpse is getting sewn up. I should have specified.
Yep.
And then they talk about, and this is another really interesting, dense part I really like. So they talk about, Ned's all like, this boy was a squire like a season ago. Where did he get such nice armor, and why is he a knight now? And someone's like, that kind of thing just happens. Then later on, it's like, he was the guy who had helped out. I can't remember what it was exactly anymore, but it's like the guy who had helped John Arryn, and that had helped No, he was the guy who had potentially poisoned John Arryn and been given a bunch of money from this other dude, and then conveniently put in a dangerous tournament where he got killed so that he couldn't blab, and then the guy who paid him off is also dead, I think. And it's like, there's so much information for something I watched 20 minutes ago. I'm struggling to remember it because there's so many interlacing bits, and it kind of just is sewn throughout the episode in general. Mentions of John Arryn and what happened to him leading up to this is just, threaded all throughout, and it's really interesting.
Yeah,
and
I only feel like I got a grasp on who this mythical John Arryn was, like, I don't know, halfway through the episode. Like, he seems like a looming figure in this, and like, So, do we meet? Oh, I can't ask that.
I don't know. I genuinely don't remember if he was already... He might already be dead because Ned gets named Hand of the King, and that's why he's in King's Landing to begin with. But that might happen after he arrives. I'm pretty sure it happens before, and that's why he's there to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But anyway, with the the scene after with Rob and Cersei side piece as well, where he is just clearly plastered and torturing the poor boy. Like, I really like this fucking scene.
Yeah, he's like, your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass.
Yeah.
And then Ned,
this is funny, is it?
Yeah, well, Ned calls Robert Baratheon fat, and he's like, you can't call your king that. You can, 'cause we're friends. And then, whatever the guy's name is, Cersei's side piece laughs. He's like, well, that was funny, was it? No. Oh, the hands joke wasn't funny to you, was it? He's like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, that whole thing. That was good fun back and forth. And you can see how he would have the reputation of being a drunken brute.
Yeah.
But he does this kind of shit and just gives people, shit for no real reason. But because it's fun.
Yeah, no, entirely fun, and more sort of showing the good nature between him and Ned rather than, the bad nature between him and his subjects.
Yep.
And it's just like, Rob, I think you're forgetting something. That's a good look for our subjects, isn't it? Loved it.
Mm-hmm. There's a bit where...
Bow, you shits. That's right.
That's why he was about to head out with his belly still hanging out. Yeah, good stuff. There's a bit where when they first take Tyrion's hood off, there's a bard just singing about how screwed he is.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if that's the same bard who gets his tongue cut out later. I'm going to assume, yes. It's like there's a bard already there giving him shits. Bards and guards. That might be my new tongue twister.
Yeah, my next note is just Cat Combs.
There's a good little back and forth between Tyrion and Catelyn where, he's all like, clearly didn't send an assassin to kill Bran. Why would I send someone with my own blade? That would be a dead giveaway. And she's like, gag them. And he's like, why? Because I'm starting to make sense. It's like, Nice bit. Just Tyrion again relying on his strengths as a man who can talk.
And once again, it's just a quick little cut to Bronn, who just has a quick little chuckle at that line, and it's just the world building in this is just phenomenal.
The look of I might like that little cunt.
Yeah, I'd think about defending him. Yeah,
I'd defend him in a trial by combat. Sure, why not?
Yeah. And my next note is Arya chasing cats, and she could clearly fit back through those bars in the dungeons. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, true. She's very tiny.
Yeah. It's like when Jiminy Cricket was locked up in that cage in Pinocchio. It's like, you're a cricket. You can clearly fit through this.
Well, he was all about morality, and so,
He was
like, I must serve my time as is their custom. I guess. I haven't seen Pinocchio in like a bajillion years.
No, I'm actually surprised at that, Paul. I'm actually wondering if there was a scene where Jiminy Cricket was in a cage.
Hey, you know what, Elliot? Pew, pew, pew.
I said it on a podcast, therefore it must be true.
Yep. We have Allbran just getting a lesson from Maester Olgai, and it's nice. And they talk about family for a little bit, and he's got that fish pin, which is, the emblem of his mother. I'm not going to delve into too much. It was nice.
No, nice scene. I really like Maester Carl Baron.
Yep. Varys and Ned have a quick back and forth. Again, just my other potential MVP was Varys and Littlefinger. Again, just like it's like verbal basketball. They're just bouncing back and forth between each other.
Yeah.
You can see the bit where Varys knows he's cornered, but lets his expressions show it because he's like, "You've got me," and there's no reason to hide that. Like, you've got it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, these two sort of similar characters that are going about their desires for power slightly differently, that are both, gossiping little guys, and they know it, and they like just how they slightly reveal themselves. Like, it's
yep, absolutely. Although once again, everyone just assumes Varys is a pedo, and I don't know what's going on with that.
I think it's one of those things because he hasn't been like that outwardly affectionate either way, that it must be something depraved.
I guess, but even then, everyone knows he's also a eunuch. Like, that's a bit where Littlefinger goes, I'm wondering, do they keep your balls in a box somewhere? And Varys has a great line again of like, well, I have no idea, which is odd given that we were once so close.
Yeah. The language that I use for Varys and his combination of delivery, like, so that's the thing, where I'm always split on Baelish, because I don't always feel like the actor completely delivers.
Yeah.
Whereas Varys is just 100%.
Yeah, I want the guy who voices Varys to like voice my GPS. Like, my little sparrows tell me you should turn left at the next corner. But that was a deception. Okay, it would be incredibly annoying after a while. I'd get very lost. Like, but once you are lost, you'll truly see the value of serving the realm. Like, fuck, I'm late.
Greater men have gone left here, but they're all dead.
I mean, it'll be an interesting day.
So I turn right here, can't
I don't know. Oh, if that's what you think is best, it's good of you to be refreshed first. Like, oh, God. Yeah, I've created a monster. Don't give this to me, pew, pew, pew.
Yes. What else did I have? Breastfeed. Wow. There's a big note there.
Yep.
Mummy, is that a bad man? I want to see the bad man fly. I want more boob milk money. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So does this kid die as well, or do they just leave him?
That was the thing. I'm pretty sure he lives. There's a bit where she's all like, "Oh, you'll be fine, my wonderful little boy," and it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he lives.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's a bit where...
Because I know Baelish throws him through the moon door, and then I remember he just fucks off.
He adopts Robin and tries to teach him to fight, and then I think the last we see is him getting Robin, like, archery lessons.
Right.
And then he gives him a bird for some reason, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that's the last time we see him.
Huh.
So, look, he probably gets himself killed eventually, mouthing off to someone. Like, you're a bad man. I want to see you fly out the door. And then he just gets stabbed in the neck. But, hey, at least it was on his own terms.
Yep, definitely.
Yes.
Stannis has the personality of a lobster. I really want to know if we meet Stannis in these earlier episodes, because we really haven't seen him at all, really at all in season 1.
Genuinely, because we've only got, 4 episodes left.
Yeah, last month of the podcast next week.
To meet both Stannis and Sir Davos, and I'm starting to believe maybe our introduction to Sir Davos is like that episode where he's on the boat and his son dies, and that might be the first introduction to the son, at least. I'm pretty sure Sir Davos is just before that, but it's not a lot. No wonder I didn't really remember him coming into the show.
Crazy.
On that assumption, of course, but we'll find out.
Yeah. I think I'm out of notes.
Yeah, I think so. I've got like bits and pieces, but nothing that's really all that much fun. I'm just having a quick look though.
Actually, at one point, Robert said molly-grubbing, and that sort of stood out to me because, I don't know.
Mollygrubs is a different thing in this country. For those of you who are not Australian and didn't grow up in the 1990s, Mollygrubs was a very weird Australian television show, which featured like a disembodied face with a high-pitched voice.
Which is...
I don't know, just talking? I don't remember what it was doing.
Oh, okay. So apparently the old version of Molly Grub is different from the Australian-New Zealand one.
Okay.
A grub, especially a witchetty grub. We'd dig in the fowl yards, feed Molly Grubs to feed the hens.
Okay, so in this country, Mollygrub just means...
a bug.
Bug.
Yeah, but in the archaic is meaning to complain assault. It's too late to mollygrub about it. So mollygrubbers would be complainers. Or plural noun, the mollygrubs, feelings of melancholy, sullenness, or depression. Oh.
This is a weirdly complicated word for it that's, quite frankly, a very dumb-sounding word.
Yeah, that then became a weird-ass TV show for children.
Yeah, Australian TV in the 90s was weird at best.
Yeah. Fucking Lift Off
and Round the Twist.
Humphrey B. Bear.
Quite frankly, Round the Twist was Twilight Zone for kids.
Yeah, no, for real.
A lot of weird shit.
Actually, have you seen Hug the Sun yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, it's basically Australian Wondershausen by way of Play School. It's fucking insane. It's such a good show, like a parody show, obviously, but yeah, about a cult who made a children's show, in promotion of the sun god Oxtos.
Nice. Well,
yeah.
Praise the sun.
Yes.
All right. Well, if that puts me out of notes, that puts you out of notes, and that puts us talking about Australian television, we must ask our final question: how did we get here?
Yeah, so Australians, remember Play School as well? Like, the fucking lyrics always bug me. There's a bear in there. Holy fuck, a bear!
And a chair as well. That's a major downgrade in terms of threat.
People with games and stories to tell.
Tell them about the bear!
Yeah. Why is there a bear in there, and why is the chair relevant to this story?
Open wide, come inside. Wait, how am I just meant to open my mouth and walk through this door? I don't get it.
Anyway.
It's Play School.
Let's look on the rocket clock to see what's next.
Forget it, Elliot. It's Play School.
Oh my god, I think I'm going to finally see Bran fall out of a window.
Woo.
The next episode's called Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things.
All right. I mean, that was the sound of my phone falling down.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more like a Bedknobs and Broomsticks kind of fun family adventure.
To fill out this form.
What was it? Cripples,
Bastards, and Broken Things. Take our survey and find out which one are you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, until that time, I've been BT Calloway. That's been Elliot Jay O'Neill.
Goodbye.
And for now, our watch is ended. Renly rides up, gives a rose to Sansa, but then gives he gives a rose to Sansa. Sorry, Loras. You're right. Yeah. My bad. Loras rides up and gives Rosa. I'm gonna take this again.
There's 400 characters in this show.
And I've never known their names before.